Hi guys. So I have a lot of keen cyclists in my family, and so I thought it would be a good idea to put a little piece together just to kind of show how we can maybe stretch out of that cycling posture and release maybe a little bit of tension, hopefully. So let's see how we get on. All right, we're going to start standing with our feet hip width apart. All right, and I want you to have the weight nice and even through those feet. Be aware of the toes on the floor. Be aware of the arches of the feet lifting away from the floor, okay? And activate those legs. Just look down, check your knees are facing forward towards your toes. Bring your pelvis into neutral alignment. Make sure your ribs are sitting directly on top of your pelvis and pointing down towards your pelvis. You're in a nice straight line through your spine. Shoulders relaxed on the ribcage, crown of the head long. And what I tend to find with cyclists, we end up slightly sticking our chins out a lot. So just drawing the chin back in towards your throat, okay, lengthening through the back of the neck, so it's the crown of the head, reaching up towards the ceiling. Make sure the weight's nice and even through your feet here. And we'll start just by reaching those arms forward, floating them around all the way up. And then we're going to circle them out wide to the side and draw them all the way back down by our side. Okay, you're going to keep going like this. I'm going to turn sideways onto you so you can see where we're trying to go with these arms. As you bring them out wide, I want you to turn your palms behind you and extend into that shoulder joint. So when we're cycling, we stay very flexed through the shoulders and extended in the neck. And we're trying to just encourage that out. So keep the chin slightly tucked here. As you bring the arms behind you, just squeeze your shoulder blades back, open through the front of the chest and circle those arms back round. Go, one more just like that. Keeping a little bit of connection into center, circling those arms around. And then on this next one, we're going to just take a look up. We're going to lift the chest. So just lifting the chest. Don't extend the chin up towards the ceiling, but lift through the chest. And now circle the arms round. And again, extend those shoulders, drawing yourself back into your neutral position where we started. Okay, from here, let's just take a little bit of flexion into the neck. So you're going to draw your chin down towards your chest and then lengthen it back up. Still keeping nice and centered through the feet. Again, just flex the neck forward and draw it back up just to neutral. Again, I'll just take a sideways on view for you. Just drawing that chin in and flexing the neck. Good. And then restack. And one more just like that. And this time, sorry if I'm bellowing into this microphone, we're going to just roll the head, ear to shoulder one side. And then chin to chest, roll it through, ear to shoulder the other side. And we're just going to do that a couple more times. Rolling the head from side to side. Leave those shoulders relaxed. All right, and you'll get a little bit of stretchiness going on here. You may experience a little bit of tightness in your shoulders, especially if you do a lot of cycling, a lot of pressure going through the arms sometimes. So just do a couple more, just rolling the head and neck round, flexing through, leaving the arms long by your side. The weight's even through your feet. All right, and then just restack the head back up to where you started. Tuck your elbows into your waist, palms up towards the ceiling. All right, we're just going to take the hands out to the side. Leave the elbows tucked into your waist and then draw it back in. We're going to add a little bit of work into the wrist, so flexing the wrist in either direction. Palms go flat, bring them back in. Good, one more just like that. Flex and point. All right, we're going to add some balance into here. So try and bring yourself onto one foot. All right, bring yourself up into a single knee fold. This time we'll take those arms out to the side. All right, we're going to send the arms long, diagonally out in front of you. All right, flex the wrists in both directions. Good. And then we're going to circle the wrist and we're going to circle that free ankle. Okay, so just circling around. And then we're going to take it back the other way. Got a bit confused my directions there. Good. And then draw those elbows back in towards you. Good. Place the foot down. And then we'll come on to the other side, drawing the other foot up into that knee fold, tucking the elbows into your waist, palms up. And then we'll just take that dumbwaiter arms out to the side. We'll reach them forward, diagonally forward. Good. We're going to flex the wrists in both directions. Good. And then we're going to circle the wrists around, and we'll circle the ankle at the same time. And then take it back the other way. Lovely. And then we'll just bring those elbows back into our waist, shoulders down onto the back. Return the arms, return the foot back to hip width apart. Okay, from here, we're going to take it into some hip opening with some lunges, all right? So standing feet hip width apart, you're going to take a step back with your left leg, all right? Quite a wide stance here. Hips are level, all right, through the front line of the body. Try and tuck the tailbone down, really come onto the ball of that back foot, even onto the toes a little bit. Yeah, really flex through the toes there. Keep this alignment through the spine as best you can, all right? And we're going to start just by bending both knees, taking that back knee down towards the floor, and then standing back up. And we're trying to get a nice opening through the hip on this left-hand side. So imagine you're sliding down a wall with that spine. Keep the tailbone traveling down towards the floor. Try not to lean the upper body forward, all right? So we're nice and as neutral as we can be in this position. One more here. Good, drawing us back up. All right, try and keep the hips level. This time we're just going to bend that front knee just over the front big toe. Okay, you may want to lower your heel of the back leg of that left leg slightly down towards the floor. And again, we're opening up through the front of that left hip. All right, a little bit of balance here. Keep your center switched on, keep the tailbone traveling down. Take your left arm and float it up. All right, by your left ear. Now reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, lift the left side of the rib cage with it, and then just bring yourself over to the right, opening out that left side. Balance, keep your center on here. All right, now that might feel enough, hold it there. If you can, see if you can just shine your chest slightly round to the left, taking a little rotation into there. Keep that stretch through the front of the left hip. And then you're going to bring your chest back forward. All right, lift your right arm up as well. Reach for the ceiling, lift the chest, and open out that whole front line of the body. Looking up towards the ceiling, hopefully experiencing a little stretch in the left hip flexor. And then you're going to tuck your chin, bring your chin in. So we're opening out that neck now, but keep the extension in the upper back. All right, float the arms down. Soften the ribs back in line with your hips. And step that left leg in. We're going to do the same on the right hand side. All right, so we step back with that right leg. Feet to still be hip width apart, okay? Don't go too narrow because that's more wobbly. All right, so hip width apart. Keep the hips nice and level here. Little bit of center, tailbone tucked down. Keeping this alignment through the spine. And we're going to take it into our double knee lunge. So just bending that back knee towards the floor. And straightening it back up. Bending down. Breath. And good. And lift through. Remember, we're keeping as neutral as we can be here. Tailbones traveling down towards the floor. But we're just sliding down a wall and then coming back up. Go last one because I've lost count as always. Coming back up. All right, from here, hips are level, left and right, tailbone down. Bend that front knee just over your front big toe. All right, and you may wish to lower the heel of that back leg slightly. Don't lose your alignment through the front of the hips. We're really getting an opening through that right hand side. Right arm floats up in line with your ear. You're going to lift that right arm up towards the ceiling. Lift the ribs away from the hips and come into a side flexion to your left. Hold it there and breathe. And for those of you that feel that you can just rotate your chest up towards the ceiling, towards the right hand side. Good. And then draw it back round. Float that left arm up now. Reach both arms up. Lift the chest, extend into the upper back. Look up for now. Find that stretch. And I want you to tuck your chin back in. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Leave your spine extended. Good. Leave your hip extended. Breathe. And then we'll float those arms down. We'll soften the ribs back in line with the hips. And we'll step that back leg in. Well done. From here, let's come down on to our tummies. All right. So we're going to come into a prone position. Your legs are going slightly wider than your hips, all right, and your elbows are tucked down towards your waist, forehead resting on the mat. Okay, so from here, we want to make sure we're neutral in our pelvis, so just check your two hip bones and your pubic bone have equal pressure to the mat. And then I want you to just draw up into your abdominals slightly, so just picking that belly button away from the floor. Now, just make sure your shoulders are relaxed here and down your back. Okay, so don't have your arms too high. I want you to tuck those elbows down towards your waist a little bit here. Breath in. And as you breathe out, I just want you to lift the back of your head up towards the ceiling. Not too high. Keep the chin tucked. And then lower it back down. Same again, breathe out. Just lift the back of the head up towards the ceiling. And then lower it down. We're keeping that chin tucked, okay? So we're not extending the neck. We're keeping a nice opening down the back of the neck. And you can feel a nice connection of the elbows and the forearms into the floor, the palms of your hands into the floor. And as you lift the back of the head up towards the ceiling, squeeze those shoulder blades slightly together and down your back. And then breathe in and lower it down. And we're going to go two more just like this. Breathing out and in. And on this last one, still making sure that pelvis is neutral, nothing's going on in the lower spine. Come into that small extension of the upper back. Hold it there. Tummy still switched on. Pull that belly button back towards your spine. And I want you to just turn your head to look one way. And then turn your head to look the other way. Good. And we're going to do that twice more to each side. Just rotate through the neck. Keep the back of the neck long. Try not to let the chin stick out. Keep that chin tucked in towards your chest. Last one to each side. Good. Bring your gaze back to center. Tuck the chin. Really draw the chin in towards your throat. Drop your forehead towards the floor so we flex the neck. And then just unravel. Back to neutral. Gaze is down towards the floor. And then once more, tuck the chin. And then we lift the chin back up. And we're going to lower the forehead back to the mat. For those of you that like to fully extend the spine, we're going to tuck our hands right in underneath our shoulders, letting the elbows lift, okay, but trying not to bring the shoulders around the ears, so keeping the shoulder blades down the back. From here, as you breathe out, you're going to lift the back of your head up towards the ceiling. You're going to continue to extend through the spine. When you feel ready, you're going to push through your arms, keep your tummy button pulling back and just open out the front line of the body. All right, and then we'll bring that all the way back down to the mat. If that doesn't feel good for you, stick with the first version, all right, arms out wide. Okay, so that's your other option. And you can see if you can straighten the arms from here, yes, and fully extend the spine from that point. You need to keep that tummy button pulling back to your spine the whole time so that you're not taking any strain into that lumbar spine. Pubic bone stays down onto the mat the whole time. All right. Let's take one more full extension of the spine, if that feels nice for you. Okay, pushing through. Keeping the chin tucked though. Pushing through into a nice full extension of the spine. Good, take a breath. And then release it back down, bone by bone, all the way through onto the floor. Well done. From here, I'm just glancing at my notes. I don't want to miss anything. So elbows are coming below your shoulders, all right? We're going to clasp the hands together. So we're making a little triangle position and we're in an extended upper back at this point. So the chest is lifted, all right? I don't want you to stick that chin out. We're going to focus on keeping length through the back of the neck. So the chin stays tucked and we're looking down towards our hands, all right? Belly button pulling back towards the spine, center switched on. Let's kick the knee towards the bottom. When I say kick, move. Okay, we're trying to get full range of movement through the knee. Breathing out, flex the knee. Kick twice towards the bottom, lengthen it away. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe in. Good, and just see how close you can get that foot towards your bottom. I know this will be a challenge. Some people go steady with those knees, don't force it. Okay, but let's just try and get full range of movement. You don't have to have the kick and the bounce. You can just practice getting full range of movement, whatever you've got there in your knee joints. Okay. All right, last one. To each side. And then we're going to bring our forehead down onto our hands and bend your knees, both knees in, and connect your feet together. And I want you to squeeze those feet together. Find a little bit of connection into your bottom. Make sure that your pelvis is still neutral here. So the pubic bone stays down with those hip bones. And I want you to squeeze those feet together and see if you can just get the knees a centimetre at the most away from the floor. Okay, so it's a tiny movement, but we're squeezing into the glutes, we're squeezing the bottom. We're trying to lengthen down the front of those thighs and just see if you can get any lift of those knees away from the floor. Really opening out the hips, still squeezing into those glutes. Last two. Breathe out. Breathe in. Check your pubic bone hasn't lifted away from the mat. Last one here. All right, lower it down. Well done. Send those legs away. Push your bottom back to your heels here. Knees are wide and take a little rest. Breathe. And then we're going to come up into some 4-point kneeling to finish off. All right, so hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Nice alignment here, so ribs lining through to the hips nicely, length through the back of the head, and again, keep that chin tucked, so we're looking down to the mat the whole time. So we want to get some work into these shoulder blades. I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and then push them wide, push the rib cage back through the shoulders. All right, squeeze the shoulder blades and push back. Both arms stay straight, okay, in this position. Just trying to get a little bit of mobility through the shoulder blades onto the rib cage. All right, so they're not stuck in a protracted position. So really try and squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, lower the chest towards the floor without bending the elbows, and then push back up and through. Last one here. Good, and then we're going to take it into our cat and extended cat. I want you to tuck the tailbone under, around your spine, all the way up. Now tucking the chin into your cat stretch. And then we're breathing into neutral and out to extend the spine, sending the tailbone away, extending, lifting the chest. Good, 2 more like that. Tuck the tail around you, come into your cats. And then lengthening the spine away and extending the spine. Good, 2 more just like that. Tuck the tailbone, round the spine up. Lengthening away and extending. Good. And last one. And let's just come back to neutral spine from here, okay? If you need to sit back and circle your wrists, then please do that, all right, if you need a little break from arm loading. So from here, keeping a nice neutral spine, we're going to take it into some tabletop. I want you to slide one leg away from you down the mat and lift it up. And then if you can, take the opposite arm out, take the opposite arm out as well. But if you can't, then you're just going to take the leg, all right? Opposite arm and leg, lengthen and lift. Breathing in to lower it down. Breathing out to change. Opposite arm and leg, lengthening away. Go, breathing and bring it back and change. All right, so we're opening up those hips. We're activating the glutes. We're finding full shoulder flexion. Okay, we're stabilizing through that supporting arm. We're working into our tummy. Good. Coming back onto that first side, we're going to combine a little bit of flexion and extension of the spine with that. So come into a tabletop. All right, you're going to flex the spine, bring your elbow to your knee. All right, tuck everything in. And then you're going to send it all away and extend the spine, just lift. Good, 2 more like that. Elbow to knee, round the spine. Good, send it away, extend the spine. All right, last one. Round and send it away. Try and keep those hips level if you can. Good, lower it down. Bring yourself back to neutral. And we'll do the same on the other side, okay? Opposite arm and leg go away. Reach. Now let's come elbow to knee and round the spine. Good, now send it long and extend the spine. Good, don't let this go into the lumbar spine, okay? So keep your temperature switched on. If this doesn't feel right for you yet, just stick with the first version of tabletop. Last one, try and keep the hips nice and level. Lift, good. And bring it back in to where you started. All right, last little thing in 4-point kneeling is our threading the needle. All right, so check your alignment. We want to be back in neutral here, working into our center. I want you to take your left hand behind your right and turn palm up. From here, we rotate as we breathe out. Rotating the head, the neck, the upper back through, sliding that arm through, bringing your shoulder towards the floor and rotating the spine. Good, take a breath. And then we're going to push through, unravel the spine and go the other way. Right hand behind the left, palm up and rotate head, neck, upper back round you go. Flex the hips, rotate your spine. Keep your center switched on here, pushing away. We're going to bend that supporting arm. Yeah, so we access a little bit more rotation if you can. Rotate, flex the hips. Good. Push away. And come back through. Lovely. And rotate. Thread that needle through. Good. Push the floor away. Last one to each side here. Rotate your spine. Flex your hips. Don't let the weight, the bottom push back towards your heels. Okay, I see that quite a lot in this exercise when the arms don't really want to take the load. Try and keep your hips over your knees the whole time. All right, well done, guys. Push back. Position here. Stretch it all out. Reach your arms forward. Walk your fingertips a little bit further away from you. Breathe. And breathe out and take a little moment there. And then when you're ready, I want you to just tuck your toes under. All right, and push yourself back into a little crouch position here, right on your mat. So we're going to send the bottom up towards the ceiling. Hands are staying flat on the floor. And we're just going to try and lift up. All right, sending the bottom high, maybe bringing the heels to the floor. Okay, you might be able to straighten those legs, but probably not. All right, we'll see. Some of you can, some of you can't. Whatever feels good. Let's do that once more. Sending the tail up, regrounding those feet. Good, and then you're going to come back. This time, you're going to push up. I want you to bring your heels to the floor, reground through your feet. Bend your knees actively so your chest is heavy on your thighs, okay? And we're going to tuck the tailbone, push through the legs, and roll the spine all the way back up to neutral. All right? And the last thing we're going to do, I'm just stepping away so you can see my head. We're going to roll down one more time, feeling the spine forward, bone by bone. Coming all the way down. All right, now I want you to bend your knees and bring the palms of your hands towards the floor. Okay, and then I want you to bend one leg and straighten the other. So we're just kind of walking through the knees here. Bend one knee, try and straighten the other. And you might not get it straight, you might not. So just wherever it goes for you, yeah, however it feels. But we're trying to get a little bit of stretch down the backs of those legs. You'll get a little bit of stretch around, maybe into the glutes, maybe into the lumbar spine. It's different for everybody, but just see how it feels. One more here. Reground those feet, soften the knees, bring the weight into your feet evenly. Breath in. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, send the legs long, bring the pelvis back to neutral, and restack your spine all the way back up. Well done. Give your shoulders a roll. And that's it. That's us done. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon. Bye for now.